It's rough being a male astrologer because when you interface with the top astrologers, a lot of them are females, and they come up with any excuse on like why you're not fit to like give readings and do certain things. And they play spells. These females in the astrology world, they play spells when they know that you have ability as a male. And it's not many of us really males, though, the way I see it anyway, because you have like this one type of male that's a metaphysical teacher, that's a leader, that leads people, and that's what they respond to. That's what they respond to. They respond to that. But then there's like a psychic or a person that's really intuitive for real, a seer. And usually that's a female trait in this matrix. It wasn't always like that in Atlantis though. But on this side, that's a female trait. They control that, and then that's kind of like losing power though. Actually, this group of females that consider themselves witches, they call it their solstice, are losing power because we're going slowly into what some call the age of Aquarius, which is really just the age of soul, and moving out of the age of blind faith and going off what your soul resonates with is what we're moving into now. So some people, they resonate with the male reader, and most people resonate with female readers. They do, but however, I would say I think that as a male, we give out better financial readings. A lot of my readings are, that's why I started moving into that direction, just to kind of let, I lost a lot, doing that. You notice I don't talk about a lot of stuff that I used to talk about because that's their realm. That's what they're claiming, these females. So I have to start over. So I just started focusing on the financial realm, where of course most people don't want to hear that, especially coming from someone like myself. So it's a struggle, truly a struggle, man. Starting all the way over and having to like invest all of your money into different bets and movies and sports and even music, just to kind of like, get out of the spell that they try to put you up under as a male astrologer. And then it even gets to the point where you're successful that they even will try to compare you, or I guess feminize you, or to other men. And I've went through that too as well. So, and it's not to point the finger. This is actually, people experience jealousy. It's a sickness that needs to be healed, and sometimes healing someone isn't always just giving them some medicine and being nice to them, and telling them it's okay. But some remedies are painful. It may take force to heal, and that's kind of like where I'm at now, because essentially I have to heal that aspect of myself that died. That's basically what happened, based upon what happened to us with the IRS and the scenarios that I was telling you about last week. And it kind of just made a deal with them and ended everything. And I was able to keep a lot, and I'm thankful to that, to the community work really that I was doing. That's what really panned out for me. It ended up holding me up. So I was able to keep a lot of credit. However, I lost a lot, a whole lot. A lot of myself, in that scenario. So just to like really put it out there, like the IRS, like we had to kind of like break off like a chunk of everything that we was doing just to kind of please what turned out to be these female, I don't really know what to call this group. Some of them are astrologers, some of them are like new age healers, some of them are straight up just like musicians, artists, some of them are corporate, and they have like a secret group. I don't know what to call it right now. I don't know what they call themselves, but that's essentially them and their husbands and boyfriends, whatever the case may be. I had to not sell out, but literally break off a chunk of, or I would have essentially owed them, is what it turned out to be. I had to break off a chunk of my business, which I consider a sale, to please that aspect. And I guess it was a form of selling out in a way, because some people said that I could have been a little bit more aggressive in dealing with the situation. And I just look at it like, at this point where I'm at with it, because these people in this group, they're full of shit actually, and I don't think that they're through with like their use of my channel and what they got out of it. Even though I've given them a lot out of it, it should be over at this point. But it seems as though they're not through with the use. So that's kind of where I'm at today. So I have like a final bet. Like where we're at is like a retransition period. This is like day one. Like all of our services have been deactivated, and we're starting over. So like I have to see like if there's use going on with this group, so that I can go ahead and move on into some of the stuff that I want to do on this channel freely and be able to talk about some of this stuff freely, even though, you know, I may have to be a wanderer or whatever the case may be, because these people are very Gestapo and they control my living situation to a certain extent. So, but that's changing because I'm going on a Hajj, is what I call it, or what they call it in Islam, it would be a Hajj or a tour in your type of language, essentially to fix a lot of this. However, it's rough. It really is. I lost so much. It's just more like the thought. Like some stuff money can't really heal is what I'm saying. Like some problems, some stuff that you lose, it's really no amount of money sometimes that could really heal it. Or if it is, it's like a really high amount. Some stuff is just more like the pain and the emotions attached to whatever you lost. And that's kind of like the scenario I'm in now. But it's rough to all you males out there that may be interested in doing this as a business and a craft. Once you really if you do become successful, it's okay when you're small because they'll try to own you. This group, the same group, they'll invest and try to own you. But if you do become successful, worse is yet to come. Because I didn't know this stuff was real. Like you hear about stories, but I didn't know people really defame people's character. Like I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that people would go all out and turn on you for money. That's what happened to me too, and cheat and do whatever it is they gotta do to try to get us a lump sum of money. Stuff that I didn't know. And like to the extent that people would go. Like to the point where they would move in next door to you just to extort you. That happened to me. Shit like that. So here I am essentially just reminiscing and reflecting on everything that kind of happened with this channel. You kind of guys know this is suffering. And I'm not expecting that to really change. I just do this, like I said, I never came in it expecting a lot of views or whatever the case, so I'm not really too bent up out of shape. I can make a lot of money off of those views that I'm getting now, actually. And we already proved that, which turned into a lot of use, but that's fine. So where I'm at now is just reinvesting again into working with corporations and larger people with bigger connections. Hopefully in the future, if that can put enough into my pocket so I can become independent again and actually make videos again, you know, in the direction and the wavelength that I would really want to do these things in. And I've been talking about this for a while, you guys know. So like I said, I'm not trying to be negative, but my outlook right now, based upon what I know and where we're at society, is that a lot of this so-called negativity has to happen. It's like a part of a transitionary period that we're in spiritually. So I don't expect big results, but I still have to record and, you know, for purposes of the Akashic records. And keeping a good log, I have to still record this information just, you know, for the universe, first and foremost. Because eventually it will shift, you know, over time. Emotions are only really contingent upon vessels, and when those vessels transpire, those emotions go away. I mean, shit you was mad about, your kids ain't gonna be mad about it. I mean, that's just what it is, you know. So I'm a person where I know how to go through cleanses and let go of things, and this is actually a very therapeutic process, being able to actually give readings to people and do stuff for people. Even though I'm not doing it now, but being able to do stuff for people in the past, you know, from essentially just being a male intuitive person, being able to see stuff about people, past lives, and they got jealous about it. Like I can actually Like, I found and discovered my past life thoroughly, and other people's too, like thoroughly, man. They got jealous to this. They started getting scared because I was reading so much into it that it was like, how in the hell do you know all of this? And it was even making some of the readers scared. They called the police on me. I'm talking about, man, got arrested, put into an insane asylum one time. Yeah, all off of this in the past couple of years, man. There's terror, even to this day, 24/7 surveillance in your house, when you leave the house, when you take a shit. I'm talking about literal. Like, I know they say the NSA is watching us, they get all these, everybody, all Americans are being, no, personal surveillance. Personal surveillance. Trumped up stories, trying to get me locked up. Real stories that I did get locked up from. But even trying to come back again with trumped up stories because of the threat. I'm telling you, if a male intuitive, it scares women. It really, and it's like, I don't mean any harm to women. I really don't. But it scares them, and they put their guards up, and they provoke. After a while, they have to make you into a demon, because it's proven that the occult is real, man. And the biggest secret keepers of it is the women, man. I'm telling you. She's the keeper of the mysteries. We were taught that. So, and when a male is in tune with that, you are a threat to, you are a weapon to them. They call everybody on me, man. Every type of police officer unit you could think, military, their husbands, whatever. To, I'm sorry, I haven't really been graphic on this channel about what I've been through with this group. But and I don't plan on really talking too much about it after this either, honestly. But they in the life of a male intuitive, man. Peace out.